Hi, my name is Grace, and I'm going to tell you 10 ways that I've invested in myself and 10 ways that you can invest in yourself too. Cheers, and we'll just get right into it. The first way that I've invested in myself is by choosing to exercise daily. I was 22 years old, the pandemic hit, and I had been dabbling in yoga for a while. I was always a little bit active from high school onwards. I did Pilates and yoga, but I never really committed to it. I was really wishy-washy. I did it when I felt like doing it, and I never really saw results. I felt like I was in okay shape, but I was never really happy with my body. Until the pandemic happened, I was kind of having an existential crisis, like I think a lot of us probably were. And I met my boyfriend, Austin, who has been so good for me in so many ways. One of them being that he really encouraged me to start going to the gym regularly, and we would do that together. And it's actually become part of our relationship. We go together, we talk about our workouts, we hold each other accountable. I've exercised daily and I was able to lose a lot of weight, and I feel really good. I have still goals and room to grow. I don't even have a scale, but I've lost some weight, but I'm very happy with my body, and it's helped me feel really confident. We only have one body. It would be like if I gave you a car and told you that it was the only car you could ever have. You would change that oil like clockwork, wouldn't you? And you would give it the best oil. You have one body, and after that's gone, it's really hard to keep living, because that's the vehicle that we do life through. So invest in yourself through exercise. That will change your life, your confidence, your mood. It's like a happy pill for me. Whenever I'm feeling cloudy or depressed or whatever, which I still go through, by the way, I make myself go to the gym because I always feel better. Long rabbit trail on exercising, but I'm very passionate about that, which is why I put it first. The second one, a little bit superficial, but again, with the confidence, going to a professional hairstylist to get my hair cut. I used to cut my own hair. I'll try and dig up a picture. This is gonna be embarrassing, but yeah, I used to cut my own hair. I chopped my bangs, and by the way, to each their own. If you're good at doing this, please keep doing it. This doesn't mean you have to go spend a bunch of money, but I was not good at it, and it really made me feel bad. I felt so crappy in myself because I would cut my hair and then it wouldn't lay right and I couldn't style it right. And I just decided finally, you know what? I'm gonna save up. I'm gonna go to a professional, and I'll go every 4 months, and that will just be something that I set the money aside for, and it's been so worth it. And I've actually learned a little bit about how to do my own hair. Just like, this is not a real blowout. I did it with a straightening iron, and I've looked at some tutorials on YouTube, but the fact that she cuts it in this beautiful way makes it look so much better, and it brings me a lot of confidence. And I love feeling pretty. That's just something you'll find out about me as you go through my channel. I like feeling good. I love just being girly and caring about that stuff. It makes a difference. One other thing that I started doing with my hair is following Monique Rapier on Instagram. I think she has a YouTube as well. I will try and find it and link it here, but she is amazing. I love you, Monique. Like, you have changed my hair, and I know like hundreds of other women could say the same thing, or people in general. But my hair used to be so damaged and dry, and just made me feel really bad. And so I started doing Monique Rapier's hair oil masks. She recommends a couple of oils. I do like castor oil, black seed oil, and then I put rosemary, and then I'll do that once a week, and then I scratch my scalp and all of these other things. And then the last thing on, personal appearance has been going to an acne specialist. There's an acne specialist here in Nashville, and they're literally called acne specialists. I love them. I love you guys so much. You've changed my confidence and changed my life. That is genuine, not sponsored. I just love them. Like, I want to invest in their brand. That's how much I love them. They are estheticians that specialize in acne, and they know everything acne. And I still have, I guess I'm 2 months in. I'll still get 1 or 2 here and there, and I'm dealing with some scarring from pretty severe acne, but I cannot even tell you how much happier I feel. That's been a really big investment in my confidence. The third one, and this has been a big one, has been getting my real estate license. I got licensed also in the pandemic in 2020. I had been bartending before that, And there's nothing wrong with bartending. In fact, I miss it a lot of days because I love getting out there, moving, laughing, talking to coworkers, talking to guests. It's very fun and fulfilling and rewarding. And if you position yourself at a good restaurant or bar, you can do very well. I'm not saying it is not a career, but for me, it did not feel right. And whenever the world closed, I didn't have a job. So that made me nervous. I didn't want that to be out of my control ever again. It woke me up, and again, Austin recommended that I get my real estate license. He's been in real estate for several years, and he said, just get licensed, you'll figure it out. I think you'll be really good at it. And I was like, okay, why not? I did it. I got licensed in the summer of 2020, and I have not looked back. This has changed my life. There's been so many ways it's changed my life. I could make a whole video on this, so if you are curious, I'm happy to talk about it more. But the first one has just been the caliber of people that I've gotten to hang around have been, I literally just got chill bumps, have been amazing. I mean, I'm part of these real estate investor networking groups. I've just met other realtors at my firm. Hearing people in the community and what they're doing is so inspiring, and like being around that energy has been really, really healthy for me. Another reason has been I have been able to start investing, and that has also changed my perspective on everything. I never really used to understand why it was so important to own your own home or own your own properties or rental properties. If you think about it, you are literally investing in future you. This is going to pay you dividends if you do it right, and you could sell that home once it's appreciated, you know, 50, 100, 200,000. I've seen more than that for a lot of my own clients, but you could sell that later on down the road and make some really decent money for you and your family. And or you could set yourself up with rental properties, you could get into doing flips. There's like a whole world in real estate, but it's really changed my feelings about owning property and creating wealth for yourself, and I'm really seeing that it's possible. That was one of my favorite things that I've done. And then another thing, the fourth one is starting my YouTube channel. Again, I started this in the summer of 2020 during the pandemic. That was a really, really big shift for me. I would love to hear what's been changing for you guys since then. Please do comment down below and just tell the community how you've grown since then. I feel like I was sitting on the sidelines watching other people do cool stuff, and I never believed, like honestly, I never believed that I could do that could be me. I lost a lot of hope. I wasn't in shape, I was out of a job, I didn't have any idea what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how I was gonna get going again. And I've been so lucky and so blessed to meet really amazing people, but also I've put in work to invest in myself, and YouTube has been no different. That got on a rabbit trail, but whenever I first started my YouTube channel, it was a really long time dream for me. I'd wanted to do it since I was, oh my God, since I was a little kid. I'm 25, so I'm part of the internet generation. I grew up watching YouTubers like Niga Higa, they were really funny. I liked Julian Smith. I liked a lot of the comedy ones, Ray William Jr. I do comedy as well, so that was always a really big inspiration for me. But I always wanted to do that. I just kind of thought it was out of reach, couldn't happen to me, wasn't for me. But yeah, I just decided to start, and I started learning a lot about it, and I learned that it was basically a way to divide yourself and make little clones of yourself who are on the internet, sharing encouragement, providing value, and you can make sales too. So doing it in an ethical way is really important for me, and I want to build trust, and I want to build a strong community that really feeds each other. But you know, once you build it in a really good way, you can get paid from YouTube. You can be an ad partner. It just brings a lot of opportunity that it wouldn't otherwise. If you guys aren't into content creation yet, I totally get it because it's a grind and it's not for everyone. But if it interests you at all, I'm happy to just kind of talk to you and tell you what I've done, because I definitely haven't made it yet. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers at the time of filming, but that doesn't really matter to me because I'm on a journey and I know where I'm going. And I know that this internet world, this social media world is only going to get stronger. You know, barring some crazy calamity, I don't know what the future really holds, but I see the trajectory that we are on with TikTok, with YouTube, with Instagram, with Twitter, with AI now. There's a lot of opportunity in this space, and I'm really excited to be a part of that, even if it's at a small level right now. That's one way I'm really proud of myself that I've invested, and I think that you can too. I am truly nobody special. I'm filming on my iPhone 13 right now with a $20 lapel mic literally from Amazon, and I just had to get on there and scrape my knees a couple times, and even today I got nervous before filming, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it. That just means that it's something worth doing, that I'm putting myself out there and makes me nervous, but it's fine. So long story short, you can do it too. The fifth way that I've invested in myself over the last couple of years is by committing to eating at least 90% clean food. Now, my diet is not perfect. You guys will see me eat a piece of cake at a wedding. I am like a human. I am a human being. And I also believe in moderation, but I also believe in building your body stronger than it was yesterday. Do you guys remember the very first one that I was really fired up about? Exercise. It's the same mindset here, because we eat food regardless. We're gonna eat food every single day. We have to do that to stay alive. It might as well be high quality food that nourishes your cells, builds your muscles, doesn't contribute to disease but fights it, and just makes you feel good. I mean, I feel like if you're here, you're probably already doing some of these things, but if you're not investing in your diet, I think that's an excellent place to start, because before you worry about, physical investments, real estate, stocks, crypto, that stuff is amazing too. But I think if you're struggling and you're feeling foggy and maybe depressed or confused, I think that investing in yourself, your body, that is the most powerful place to start, because nothing else really can get farther than that. If you have all of these investments but you aren't healthy enough to enjoy them, it doesn't really matter. So I encourage you to cut as much sugar as you can, lower your alcohol intake, find a diet that works for you, and I'm not gonna tell you what to eat or drink because I'm not your mama and I don't know what's good for you, but I'm just saying that's been a really crucial part of my journey, and I've always eaten pretty clean, but I've really taken it into my own hands recently. The sixth thing I've done to invest in myself is going back to school. Again, this is controversial and not for everybody. I definitely did not go to school straight out of high school. I graduated and then I traveled. I lived in Hawaii for a couple of months, and then I did like a crazy work exchange. If anyone knows what WOOF is, that's what I did, Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms, and it's like similar to HelpX. And then I went to Switzerland and I stayed with some family for a while, and then I came back and I was lost. I was lost as last year's Easter egg. I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know where to work. I didn't know how I was gonna make any money, and my parents did not have the means to really catch me. It wasn't one of those, I'm from a wealthy family, lucky you situations. It was like, oh no. And that's how I ended up bartending in Nashville. I just kind of went downtown because I saw that's where all the people were and all the dollars. And I ended up doing it for like 3 years, and I did some other random odd jobs, but I never went back to school until 2019. I went back for a semester, and then I got scared and I didn't feel like it was worth it, and so I dropped out. And then again, in 2020, in August, I went back to school, and I have Austin again to thank for that, because he was like, why haven't you finished it? It's fine if you haven't, but you're not really doing anything other than working right now. Why don't you just try it on the side? And I always told myself, I don't have time, it's too expensive, it isn't worth it, it doesn't matter. But I have changed my mind on a lot of that since. Now, I do not think it's for everyone. I think if you're an entrepreneur and you get it and you have a business plan or you have something you're going after, do that first. And then if you want to go back to school, go back. I've been doing all of these simultaneously, so it's been kind of a stressful season, but I'm also a person that likes challenge, so it's been good for me to have multiple balls up in the air. But yeah, I went back to finish my Bachelor of Science in Communication, so I've learned a lot about nonverbal communication, diverse intercultural communication. That's actually my focus, is intercultural and social influence. Negotiating and interpersonal relationships and conflict and all of these really cool things that have helped me in my real estate business and will continue to help me in my personal relationships throughout my life. So also, little com plug, if anybody is curious about a cool degree, you can get a lot of jobs, marketing and otherwise, from a comm degree, and it's just a very comprehensive degree that allows you to communicate clearly and then be a valuable teammate in whatever setting you're doing. Like one of my friends in my class is actually, he already has a job and he works for a construction company and he's a supervisor as a senior. So there's a lot of things that you can do with it. It's not just like an English thing. But yeah, whether it's university or just education in general, I really cannot overstate how cool education is and how it's really like, it's investing in you because you get to keep that. I really believe that education just doesn't disappear and I never want to be done. Like I am thirsty. I'm thirsty for education. It is so exciting to me, the fact that you can change your life, change your mindset, learn something that you never learned before just by committing yourself to a class or even a video on YouTube. And that brings me actually to my seventh, this is getting dangerous. My seventh tip for how I have invested in myself has been making a solid habit, like solid, of listening to podcasts and YouTube videos every single day, at least 5 days a week, if not 6 or 7. Podcasts, YouTube videos, or interviews, or audiobooks. I listen to some sort of digital consumable content that is positive, educational, spiritual. I listen to Transformation Church on Spotify. I just listened to Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights. Those are just a couple of recent examples, but I have gotten obsessed with doing this. Basically, as soon as I get back from the gym, I will put whatever it is on. Usually it's between 45 minutes and an hour and a half, and I will listen to this podcast or audiobook or whatever while I'm showering and then doing my makeup and getting my coffee ready and making my breakfast. And it really sets me in a tone of learning. Like I'll learn about digital marketing, or I'll learn about communication or real estate or whatever it is that interests you. You can learn anything you want from the internet. And I assume that that's why you're here, because you already have a spirit of self-development and improvement But yeah, that has been a huge one. I will not be giving that up anytime soon. I love YouTube. I love podcasts. It changes my life and my mood. Also, sometimes I just wake up feeling depressed. I think that's pretty common. Like a lot of people will feel like that. And I will be really intentional about what I put on, and I'll try and find an inspiring story of someone that's overcome some sort of hardship. And it makes me feel really privileged, because a lot of times whatever that person had happen to them was way worse than whatever I'm going through, and it makes me feel grateful. It puts it into perspective. The 8th one, speaking of mental health and depression, was going to therapy. I've been to therapy before. I went when I was like 15 or 16 when my parents got divorced, and then I went back a couple of times throughout university. But going back to therapy last year was really a great way to invest in myself, because I was starting to struggle with really dark thoughts. Like I had never really felt like that before, maybe once or twice, but they were just making me feel really sad and hopeless. And I would wake up and like not really want to do anything. I would, but my heart wasn't in it. And you know, this kind of goes back to what you eat and how you exercise and what you do with your body. Mental health is a huge part of your body. Your brain literally is connected to everything in your body, and it gives it signals and it tells your body what to do. And also, you have to live in this body and you have to live with your brain. And if you're in a bad place, like how far do you think you're gonna get? And also, like what quality of life will you have? So I know a lot of people are really averse to therapy and maybe just don't think that it could actually help them, and they're skeptical, and I get that. It might not, I want to say it's not for everyone, but I don't know if I believe that. I think that everyone could benefit from sitting down and just talking with another unbiased human being. If you think it really can't help you but you're struggling, I would say just give it 2 sessions. Just see, just see, because there's something really powerful about talking to another person and just kind of spilling everything and not feeling guilty and just letting it all out there, because it can be weird in there if you don't have help. And a lot of us weren't taught the right emotional mechanisms to handle these kinds of feelings on our own. And so a therapist is literally trained and designed to be there for you. That one has been huge. I can tell you honestly, I am so much happier today than I was 5 months ago when I started going back to counseling. I was crying all the time. Me and my boyfriend's relationship was not doing very well just because I was really sad all the time. And you know, there's something to be said for that. If you're in a relationship or you have children, I think you owe it not only to yourself, but to the people in your life to help yourself and help your mental health. So that's my spiel on that. If you're feeling down and you really don't know what to do, I'm not always available, but I am always here to at least send you a text or a chat. If you're going through a hard time, just talk to me, talk to someone, reach out to somebody in your life, because I promise you, there is hope. You can get through this no matter how dark it may feel. And also, God has helped me a lot. I found God in a way that I never had before, actually last year, and that wasn't even something I put on my top 10, but it did feel worth mentioning. My relationship with God has just gotten really, really strong, and I just started going back to church again. I've never really been into the whole like rules and dogmatic practices that church oftentimes comes with. So that's why I stayed away for so long, but I'm really developing this strong connection with God, and I also have to give him shout out to my success and everything that's going well in my life. I pray a lot. Like, I just am kind of always talking to God, and I feel like he's my friend. Like, I can be like, wow, that was crazy, or what am I gonna do? This is nuts. But I feel like this is light back and forth. So that's been really important. And again, whatever you feel works for you, I respect, but I would encourage you not to close your mind to spirituality and a relationship with God, because that's helped me a lot too. The 9th one, at this point, is just, you know, I'm holding coffee. The 9th thing that I've done to invest in myself has been to take improv classes the last 1.5 years. I've always loved acting, and my long-term goal is to be in television and movies. I just absolutely love acting. It's like, it feels right when I'm doing it. It just, I don't know how else to explain it. If you are an actor too, you get it. It's like, if I could do nothing else for the rest of my life, I would literally just do acting. It's so much fun, and it's my long-term dream and goal. And so I decided I should go back and start taking classes. And so I go to a local comedy club here. They have 6 levels of improv training, and I just graduated and joined one of the main casts. So I perform every other Sunday now. If you're ever in Nash, come see me. They're really fun. So it's improv comedy, and then I work with like, I guess 10 or 12 other people in my cast, and we'll put on improv shows. So that's been really great for confidence, for kind of filling my soul. I recognize that that was something that I really had to do to be happy, and each of us has that thing. You know, I think we all know that we have something inside us, even if it's coding or painting or working on cars, whatever it is, do the thing that makes you feel so good that you could get lost in it and do it all day. This tip doesn't have to just be acting, it's just whatever it is that works for you. And then the 10th and final tip has been going to networking meetings in my area. I mentioned earlier when I was talking about real estate how many amazing people I've met through it, and that has also been really intentional on my part, because I joined RIA, if you guys know what that is. It's Real Estate Investors Association. That's a national thing in the United States, and then each city has a branch. So we have Real Estate Investors of Nashville, and I've just met so many cool people through there. I go and, you know, there's speakers and they're talking about all different asset classes, whether it's multifamily or self-storage or flips or single families or whatever it is. They tell their stories, really wholesome and down to earth. And then I've just always run into super cool people, because anyone going to a networking event, real estate or otherwise, is there because they want to develop themselves. They want to get better, and they want to grow and connect with like-minded people. And that has been so important to me is keeping my circle really vibrant and people that inspire me, people that I can look up to. Don't be afraid, just go shake somebody's hand, because what's the worst that can happen? It's awkward for like 2 minutes. Okay, but what's the best that could happen? You make a new friend, you invite them out to coffee, and then I have more friends, and they've turned into some really beautiful relationships. I think there is no better thing than community and connection. So find whatever it is that's important to you, and then go see if there's networking groups in your city. It's a great way to meet other people. Guys, this has gotten long, but I really wanted to share all of this with you. If you stuck with me till the end, I love you. Oh my God, I'm so excited that you're here. This channel is all about investing in yourself, so I did want to make a video just addressing how I've done that at 25, and I will probably make another follow-up in a year or two if you guys liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Oh yeah, please like and subscribe. Share it with a friend who needs it, and do hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from me. I post regularly and I always keep it uplifting and educational. So I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.